In a world where women often stand out for being underrepresented, confidence becomes your most powerful tool. Hey, ladies, those that are in male dominated industries, I want to talk to you today. My name is Edna White. I am your life purpose strategist. And today is all about you being confident in what you do. So here's the challenges, and we all know this, that there are so many male dominated industries. There's insurance, there's real estate. Yes, women do are involved in them, but it's mostly male dominated. I can tell you from being in real estate myself in the 2000s, the early 2000s, 1999, 2000s, all the way to 2020, it was really difficult at some point. We had to dress up nice, look nice, right, in order to be a real estate agent, as so they say, in the industry that we're being involved in. But yet, wearing heels out there in the construction site, wearing heels all the time, when men could just wear whatever they want and they sell. We didn't realize it because we always thought that we had to be a step above everyone else because we were number one. We were underrepresented, so we had to think or be better than them and do extra things. Well, can you imagine me as a Black woman going? I was behind the eight ball two times. Very difficult. So there are industries, and they're still like that with their own biases, with their own thoughts. Today, I want to equip you with the tools to build your own confidence and thrive. Confidence is not about never feeling fear or doubt. So let's just get that out of our minds. It's never about that. When you feel fear or doubt, for me, means that might be in the right place, because that might be the challenge for me to feel my confidence truly and authentically. It's about taking action despite what you feel, but take the action. It's all about that. I can tell you truly from being in real estate myself, I was often fearful when I went up against high, guys who are really making money, millions and millions, that had 30 50 and 100 properties. I felt, sometimes ill-equipped. But I will tell you, wow, just feeling that fear and being able to embrace it, but still step forward and do what I needed to do. It gives you that real sense of accomplishment. But decision making is what really does it. You hear what I'm saying? Decision making gives you confidence. It also creates that resilience, and it develops your career for advancement. So it's not the being in that field industry. It's not all that. It is the confidence, but when you make decisions, you make them because you feel the fear and you move past it. We often in these areas, women who are in these male-dominated industries, we feel imposter syndrome, feeling like you don't belong. I know when I was in real estate, I felt like I didn't belong all the time. Every time I stepped in, now remember, I said I had two balls behind the 8 ball. I had two. So I had two steps behind it. So I was not only a woman, but I was also a Black woman. So fear often stepped in, and I often felt like I didn't belong. But I had to realize that when fear appears, that means I'm in the right place. So I took everything seriously, and I said, I must be in the right place. And soon fear went where it needed to go. It went quiet. It went away. And I was able to step above and beyond where I needed to be. So it's not about luck. It's about having that confidence and making that decision. See, it's not about you not feeling like you don't belong. It's about being there. You see what I'm saying? I feel you. So the second thing is stereotypes and biases. Almost every industry has their stereotypes and biases, right? I know when I worked for Computer Associates when I was very young and I was a paralegal, I felt like I was out of place. There was so many stereotypes in what you had to be, who you had to be and how you have to be, that I said, this may not be for me. But You have to, even yourself, you have to address your unconscious biases. What do I really think about that person? What do I really feel about that? How do I, translate what I'm feeling when I'm talking? It's tricky, right? And there's often still stereotypes about women that we face. Men probably saying, she doesn't know what she's doing, when it comes to real estate, or she doesn't know what she's doing because, we're the power brokers here. We know how to talk to people. We don't let everything affect us. They're crybabies. That's what they say. They say, girl, they say it. But those are things that they have on their plate, right? And we're faced with that. I know, right? It's a lot. Imposter syndrome, stereotypes, biases. And then here's another one, isolation, being one of the few women in the room. Now, I know you guys, if you follow me, I always talked about being the only Black woman in the room, the worst place you want to be, because you feel isolated. No one can connect with you. No one knows how to, although they try to, they don't. They don't know how you feel. And then you're feeling the unconscious biases and the energy. Now remember, everything to me is energy. So when you're looking at me and just not saying nothing to me, tells me your biases. I'm telling you right now. So yeah, you may not want to talk to everybody, but guess what? I make it my business to be cordial. To actually, I think I do that to get rid of my unconscious biases. It's a great way to be. And then we're feeling like we have that imposter syndrome. So isolation of being one of those women in the room. So if you're in the room of real estate brokers or insurance brokers and there's only one of you, woo. And then there's other industries, there's other industries I may not even mention that have just more men. And if you guys know that, just put the industry under this video because I know there's many more. I'm just talking from experience from my own space. But it can lead to feelings of isolation. You can feel isolated when you're, the only woman or only Black woman in the room. Tell me if I'm lying. And then there's a lack of representation. In real estate, there are women, and they have their own, I guess, group or unit devoted to issues that women have. But here's the thing. Even in those groups, they act better or they act different when you're different. So yeah, we're all women together, but then they start separating, categorizing. Are you a Black woman? Are you what area do you work in? All these things, right? There are a few role models to look up in leadership positions because they're not addressing their unconscious biases. There's few, very few. And very few will stand up with you and fall down with you. See, it's okay to stand up with you, but what happens when all the stuff and the sheesh starts hitting the fan? Can you say, I'm still standing with me? Got to be very careful. So those are things that we are challenged and we're faced with in these male-dominated industries. Now, here's some strategies to build confidence. And remember what I told you, confidence is about making that decision. So reframe your mindset. Shift your perfectionist to progress. I can't tell you how refreshing it was to hear Risco mention, and she's out here on Long Island, she said, shift your perspective to getting results instead of excuses, which I thought that was so what I was doing, because I always shift my perfectionism to progress, because if I stutter, it's still progress because I did it one more than the perfectionist did. You know what I'm saying? So shift your perfectionism to progress. Embrace learning and improvement rather than striving to be flawless. My biggest issue when I started real estate, they told me a couple of things. The one thing they told me, look like you sell real estate, dress up every day, wear this big watch and get a big car, right? That's what they said. Yeah, none of that stuff was true. I soon found out that it didn't matter. It did not matter. When I sold real estate, I went to the Hamptons and they were wearing khakis and shorts. And I'm going, so what's the difference? It isn't. It's your confidence level. Where you are, what you wear, it's you. It's just you. Authenticity matters. So if you're striving to be flawless, if your colors don't match and got nothing to do with nothing, nothing. It's your colors. It's how you represent and how your confidence spills over to the other person to say, hey, he or she knows, or she knows what she's doing, you know? So the second thing is acknowledge the accomplishments. You made the big steps. I could tell you, I told you when I started real estate in 1999, I made the steps. Then in 2001, I said, hey, I'll be an associate broker. Let me take my license. Acknowledge your accomplishments. I did it in 1, 2, 3. Acknowledge them. Keep a win of journal for yourself. Track your achievements. I always tell you this guys, big or small. If you made a step towards, accomplishing, filling your calendar for this year, do it. If you made a call that you didn't make yesterday and it's one step closer, write it down. You can achieve those goals. You just got to acknowledge them, and make sure you write them down. Okay, so 2, develop assertiveness. Speak up. Your voice is very important. I can tell you, as a survivor of childhood sexual abuse, I had no voice for a very long time. So I had to practice voicing my ideas in meetings. I had to practice speaking in front of people. I had to practice my voice. My voice is my voice. I'm not like anybody else, and I don't desire to be like anyone else. So practice your voice. Your voice means something. If it's no, it's no. If it's yes, it's yes. It doesn't require a comma. It just requires one period. Yes or no. Start small and build up. Oh, here's my favorite one. Say no. Say no means that you're setting boundaries with confidence. You're telling people what you will not and will accept, and that's okay. And they don't have to, but you have to set the ground rules to teach them how to treat you without over explaining. See, no is a sentence with a period. It could be a no with a exclamation mark, but never a no or as a question, always with a period. So make sure you set those boundaries for yourself. Another one is build the skills and knowledge that you need. Continuously learning. Stay updated and be on the go to be the expert in the field. When I was in real estate, I would get messages sent to my email, to wherever I needed to be, so that I knew what was going on in the market around me, who was doing what in the area, and if I knew them. I always continuously learned about what I am in. The industry you're in, be in the learning. I'm not saying overindulge and get 23, certificates in something. Oh no. I'm saying be in the know what's going on in your industry. Know what's going on, right? Stay in tune, stay updated. The phone is just not for talking or taking pictures. Seek feedback. One of the greatest things that I've ever done in my business was ask people for feedback once they were my clients, once I did something for them, once I even met with them. What was their feedback on me? Request constructive criticism so you can grow. Don't let people criticize you on just because they can, but request. When you request it, it's going to come from a place, they're asking, so I better, kind of like look at all the areas and use it as a tool, not as a critique. Use it as a tool, 4, find and leverage allies. This I love so much. Mentors, networking are great places. Mentorship, get those mentors that you really look up to, that can really connect with you and say, hey, I need to talk to you about something. Okay, let's see. And have a conversation with and truly support you and give you supportive empowerment and also inspire you to keep moving forward. So seek mentors within and outside those organizations that you work in. Another one is networking. Build a supportive network or like-minded professionals. I created a group called In the Company of My Sisters. Now, my sisters and I, we can talk about anything. And I mean sisters. We can talk about anything. We can talk about sex, marriage, love, hate, war. We could talk about it all and do it openly and authentically. And then support each other and see how we can help each other and be able to make an ask. Hey, guys, I need your help. What do you need? You need people like that. Build a supportive network, not someone to say yeah, yeah in your face. And then when you call them and they, you ask them, hey, I need a job. Do you know anybody? Can't give you any support. Those are not like-minded professionals. They're just friendlies. And then last one is cultivate a growth environment. Surround yourself with support. Connect with people who empower and uplift you. Create positive affirmations. Have them all over, or just get one like I did. Like my son bought me a big box of them so you can change them every day. So you can change and say affirmations and, put them into your life. Every morning, wake up saying a great one, so that you can start your day. Because the very first words you start with in the morning are the ones you're going to end with at the end of the day. Think about that. Create positive affirmations. Practice daily affirmations to remind yourself of your capabilities. You know you got them. And then the final one that's one of the most important, is manage your stress and self-care. Pick your battles. Prioritize your wellness. So pick your values. A healthy mind and body are foundational to sustaining confidence. If your body's not healthy, you're not going to be confident. I can tell you, and we know this, during the pandemic, maybe a lot of us gained a lot of weight. Yeah. And we wasn't so confident. So, and then of course we didn't do anything with our mind. We didn't keep our minds healthy, but keep your mind healthy. Just practice great things for your mind, and self-care. It's so much self-care, help yourself. All right. So let me see. So I know we're down to the wire. So let's navigate the professional challenges with confidence. When we're dealing with the biases, confront bias respectfully, but firmly, no matter who it is. Does it line up with your values? Line up. When you're lining up with your values, when you're telling the truth and you're living in your authentic self, the person who even has the bias can't even argue with you. Your energy will tell that. For instance, use phrases like, can you explain what you mean by that? Mirror words and questions actually help a lot, so they can hear themselves saying what they say and really bring it home to them. 2 is navigating failure. Treat setbacks as learning opportunities. Sit with that and say, hey, what is that about? What do I need to learn in here? How can I pivot this? How can I work on that? Do I need something else? Do I need a resource? Ask the right questions to yourself and move forward with resilience. 3, negotiating salaries or promotions. Prepare thoroughly and advocate for yourself without hesitation. You can ask. It may not go anywhere, but guess what? Your voice matters. Ask, but prepare thoroughly and advocate for yourself, no matter what it is. Even if you're not asking for a salary increase or a promotion, just advocate for yourself. And now that we've done all that, I hope that you've heard something that can really help you. Confidence is a skill you can develop. Strategies, mindset shifts, assertiveness, continuous learning, and building a supportive network are all pieces of that. You don't need to wait for confidence to act. Take action and confidence will follow. I hope that I've said something today that really helped you. And listen, I'm coming up on I think today I'm having a workshop for your vision for 2025. Feel free to join me. It's at 6:30. If you really want to know the link, I'll post it down below. You can join me and find out what we're doing and how we're doing. And then I could tell you about upcoming retreats that we have in February for you. This is Edna White, and I'm saying goodbye for now.